they're like, oh, you know, Chris Rock, that's what he gets. So then I want to switch gears a little bit. Oh, that's what, like, they're like, oh, these comedians are out of line. So I want to ask a question. Do you think, because I saw a meme, right, that made me think about this question. Do you think the art of the comedian is dying? Do you think it's dead? Because they like these comedians is out of line. And now people are debating on what Will did. Does that mean that people who can't, like, what about those people who don't have security at the Oscars telling a joke? And then what? Do we think hecklers are now going to come on stage smacking comedians? Or now, like, you know, do you think the art of the comedian or the comedians are dead?
No. And I don't feel like the art of the comedian is dead, because it's up to you whether you choose to say something or not. I feel like we are in a culture that is more PC and more sensitive to certain jokes. Listen, comedians at a time and point will cut ass on you about anything. It could be a disability, it could be your mom, something happened, and they will cut ass on you about anything. And guess what? Some of those comedians, and I believe some have even told stories about this, sometimes you may have an angry person that want to see you in the parking lot. Sometimes you may have someone that want to follow you to where you go, where you're going, or they heckle you on stage or throw something on you on stage, or possibly even try to run up on the stage, but if security's there, you know what I'm saying? Like, whenever I've done shows at certain venues that have like I've done shows at comedy clubs that have hosted stand-ups. And I remember doing a show, I won't say the place, but I remember doing a show at a place, and I'm talking to the people running it, and I remember asking them about certain people they would have there, and one of the names was Cat Williams. And they even said, like, when we booked him, we had to increase security. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's certain things to where it's just like with any show, like, because you can't react, or you can't guess how someone's going to react to you saying something about them. Now, from one standpoint, if you're paying to go to a comedy show, you have to understand that sometimes comics will cut ass on the audience. That's just
like
happen.
Everybody always used to say, if you go to D.L. Hughley, so don't shit in the front row, because most likely he'll talk about you.
Wearing something that you know is gonna draw their eye, or if you heckle them, especially if you heckle them, you're fair game. That's a fact. But at the same standpoint, like, you have certain people that like that. It's like a badge of honor. Yo, Kevin Hart cut ass on me, or this person cut ass on me. And then you have certain people that, let's say I didn't really want to go to this show. My girl wanted to go. I took her. We went.
Oh, like Nutty Professor. Remember when Dave Chappelle cracked on him? That, like, something like that.
Perfect example of that. And he tried to get up out of there before it was coming to him.
Ooh, it's a full moon tonight.
Yeah. And then what happened? Oh, okay, you got me. No, I ain't got you yet. And then you see how
his blood type is Rocky Road.
But you see how that affected him, right? You see how that affected him. That's real life. You're going to have people that's going to affect to the point where it may make them cry on the way home. It may make them cry there on the spot. And to some people, when they get disrespected, it breaks them down. And to some people, when they get disrespected, they want to punch you in the face. Does that give them the right to? No. I do not condone that over words when this is a comedian. That's what they're paid to do. No. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying it happens. Anytime, you have to be on high alert when you're choosing to talk about someone. If I talk shit about you and hit personal notes, you may want to slap me. Is that, oh, why'd you slap me for? I didn't touch you. It don't matter, because words can hurt just as much. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make you right. It's just how you react in that moment, depending on what that person said and how that got to you. So to answer your question, do I feel like the art of the comedian is dead? No. But I do feel like there are comedians that will dumb themselves down.
And that's the thing I'm afraid of. A lot of people are afraid to make that joke, that punchline, that thing that might be a little, I'm scared. And the only person that's still kind of doing that today is Dave Chappelle. Because even Chris Rock's last stand-up was a little more tame compared to Bigger, Badder, Blacker, and all of the other ones he did before. And his show was used to be very, like, a lot. But it's like nowadays, comedians you could see are more going towards like family style jokes, or jokes about, you know, oh, I had an uncle or something like that. Nobody's doing Eddie Murphy raw anymore. So I remember I saw another meme that said, comedians got to progress with the times, because, you know, y'all talking about and referring to things that happened in the 80s, like what I said, Delirious and Raw and Richard Pryor and all of them. And y'all referring to things that happened back then. This is a new time. But the problem still, my thing is the problem is still here. And the point of the comedian was to make light of it. You know? Like for one, I used to look at comedy clubs as like, for one night, maybe for an hour and a half, there's Black, white, Spanish people all laughing at something together. You know, we laugh about white people shit, they laugh about Black people shit, and it kind of just seems to be this underlying, you may laugh about somebody being sick, you may laugh about somebody being poor, you may laugh about somebody being fat, you may laugh about somebody being anorexic, you know, but it always seemed to be this common, like for those hour and a half, you're all just laughing. You know, you kind of like, not saying you forgot about your problems, but you kind of just see a little bit of light at the tunnel where at the very least I could try to laugh. You know, that's my view on those type of jokes, whether it be, you know, like I said, all the things I listed, illness and whatever, you can't change what's happening to you. Things do happen to you. And sometimes these jokes may motivate you to change if you're getting the fat jokes or whatever the case may be. But I just feel like in that one moment, I used to think about it like going to the movies. We all just had a bond, you know, and the bond was we're here to laugh. Now all of a sudden it just seems like you can't say that, you can't say this, you can't say that, you can't say this, you can't say that. But it's like by us not saying it, we're giving the negative a lot more power. It's like, dang, we're not, I felt like back in the day, we kind of tamed the beast a little bit, you know? We kind of, not tamed, it's like we kind of, yeah, we knew we were broke, but it was funny, you know? But now it's like, dang, we broke and we broke. Dang, I'm sick and I'm sick. Dang, because it's like, we're not laughing anymore because we're saying all the things we can't talk about. So I don't know. I feel like that aspect might be dying a little bit.
Well, I see. It was still a problem back then.
It was, because Eddie Murphy almost got canceled with that HIV joke.
But that's what I mean. Like when he made his Stevie Wonder jokes, when Richard Pryor first came out, when Red Fox came out, all these people, we just had no social media, so people wasn't voicing their complaints the way they can today. There's a loud minority of people that can vocally complain on certain platforms that you'll see that you didn't have back then. That doesn't mean it didn't exist. At the end of the day, yeah, we're all coming here to laugh, but guess what? In a lot of instances, you're laughing at someone else's expense that may not find that so funny. True. You know what I mean? Like at the very least, they may do their ha 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 fake laugh, but a lot of people in this world don't like to be made fun of for being fat or being broke or being skinny or being bald or being whatever. And how they choose to take that, you can't control. It doesn't make them right or wrong, but a lot of people are passionate about certain things and a lot of people are insecure about certain things. I remember having this same discussion and I'm like, you have insecure people or insecure fans and you have passionate fans and passionate people. You have had fights break. You have had fights. People have jumped the guardrail at sporting events because their team lost. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like you have had fights break out because their favorite player got fouled hard, or because like something so like in the grand scheme of things so small that it doesn't warrant that being your reaction. So how do you feel people may react to you cutting ass on them about something that they're insecure or they struggle with?
But because see, this is the thing. Go ahead, continue. Sorry.
I was gonna say, that's the thing that a comedian that does that risk. You don't know this person's situation. You don't know this person's struggle. So they may not all take it the same. Again, it doesn't mean you don't have the right to do it. You have the right to say whatever you want, period. And at the end of the day, yes. Like even if I'm at a show and they cut ass on me, am I gonna run on the stage and punch you in the face for that? No. You know what I'm saying? If that hurts me, I gotta understand, like, you know, it's just, this is the environment that you're in. This type of thing is gonna happen. This happens with family. Sometimes you with family and you just get in the roasting sessions with your family. You could be hurt, but you roasting back or whatever.
Roasting builds character. Huh? Roasting builds character.
It can. And even later on, you may take that person's side and be like, yo, listen, when you said that, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, you may not want to say that in front of everybody, but you may want to make that be known to them. And this person may say, oh, my bad, bro. I didn't know. Like, it was just jokes. It was just fucking around. They may not have even known that that affected you that bad. But because you had the time to voice that to them, you was able to. You know what I'm saying? It didn't have to lead to violence or violent act. I don't feel a comedian should get punched in the face for a joke. No, I don't.
No, you don't. Because now they're making jokes about Trevor Noah having to host the Grammys from the bulletproof glass now. Because you know Trevor sometimes go there.
And I'm sure there's a lot of people that want to punch him in the face. You got comedians like Jim Jeffries that literally does jokes about God.
I mean, look at Corey Holcomb, who did a whole joke about miscarriage. Oh no, not he said you gotta be. It's terrible because I laugh. It's terrible. But when he was like, you know, when a girl comes to you and tells you, yeah, I lost the baby, you gotta pretend you sad. He said you gotta be like, oh no, not the baby, because you see, like, but it's like there are people out there who are savage and their joke. Just
think about that joke that you just said right there. I'll end it at this. That joke is going to be funny to a lot of people that may have been through that and they may have reacted like that, specifically on the male side, that can relate to that. There's going to be a lot of women that had to deal with miscarriages and they going to find that so funny. You know what I'm saying? Now, again, how they choose to react to that, that's their choice. Doesn't make it right if they choose to like do something because of that, like physically. That I'm not condoning that, but again, it's human emotion. Humans react.
But the only thing that makes me all right, so I get that, everything you're saying, right? My thing that gets me mad is people who get mad and you went to the event. You went. You paid your money. The jokes, you didn't like them. Okay, you didn't like them or whatever, you went. Or those people who also get mad at clips. You didn't even give the money. All right, this could, like Dave Chappelle, for instance, you don't like his jokes, don't watch him, cut him off. Why is it that we gotta get to a place of cancel? You did not give this man your money. So what are you complaining about? Actually, no, if you did go to the event, all right, maybe you could complain because you gave some cash. You know what I'm saying? You gave some cash and this man probably just shattered your dreams or whatever. But I still feel like if you personally went there and you kind of know this person, I hope you're not going into some of these comedian shows blind. But if you are, you know, my bad. But it's like, if you know how this person jokes, like if I go to a DL Hughley show and I'm sitting in the first 2 rows, I'm taking it's a chance he's going to cut my ass. There's just a chance. That's just how he is. There's a chance he's going to cut my ass. I know this. I'm aware of this. So if this happens and I'm mad at the jokes, I'm mad at myself before I'm mad at him for doing his jobs. Come on, I know about this man. But those people who like, did you see what this said in this clip? Why we have to cancel this comedian? Somebody likes him because they paid for his ticket. You don't like him. You don't like him. It's okay. Cut this off. Go about your day. But you can't police other people's comedy. That's what I don't like. Like what I like, you know who my favorite comedians are. And maybe that's another reason why I'm a little biased in this situation with Will and Chris Rock. Because you know my top 2 favorites are Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock. And it's like, to know, and like I said, to know the history of Chris and to know how far he could go. And the fact that he just did this and you know him and he just did it, like, bro, I could have said, you know, her favorite month is August. And that would have been worth the slap, but he didn't say that, you know. But it's just, I don't know. I just feel I don't like that. I guess the cancel culture of the comedian. Why you can't just cut them off? Why you can't just cut them off?
I agree with that. Because if I don't like something, it's like, for me, it's just like, okay, it's not for me. I may watch some, be like, you know what? I don't care for that. Or if I'm like, quick parallel, like I'm a sports fan, you know what I'm saying? Like I like basketball. I listen to ESPN sometimes or FS1 sometimes. There's certain people that talk about sports teams, like a Nick Wright, for instance, or certain people where it's just like, you know what? I don't listen to them because I don't like to hear they biased takes. I'm not out here saying cancel, fire him, blah blah. No, I'm like, you know what? He's not for me. I'm not listening to this dude because I don't like what they say. I don't like how they go about things. And that's the same thing with certain comedians. If I'm offended to that degree, I'm just not gonna pay attention to it. I'm not gonna listen to it. I don't have to listen to you. I don't have to like what you do. I just don't have to pay attention. If you don't want it in your personal space, get it out of your personal space. And the thing with jokes is you're really only gonna get offended by something if it hits close to home because it's true. There's always going to be truth in certain things that offend you. And like you said, sometimes people don't want to look in the mirror about certain things. So, you know, sometimes they can't take a joke. But at not just the Oscars, every award show, BET Awards, all these shits that hire comedians to host, they always come out and open their set by talking about the audience. Now, some
All
may
the
be a
time.
little harsher than others.
Like,
they'll
remember
make
when
jokes
Kevin
about
Hart
the
was
audience.
just presenting an award and he was like, anybody ever see? You could tell this was off script because he was just presenting. He wasn't even a host. He said, anybody ever see Neo's head without a hat? It's like, E.T., take me to your leader. You could tell he laughed. It was like, bro, really? But come on, that's what they do.
Yeah. But again, like sometimes even if like say Neo's a little self-confident about that, a little self-conscious about that, which is why he wear hats. You know what I mean? If you don't want the world to really know like that bothers you, sometimes you just gotta give a little ha 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 joke. Or like at the I forgot what it was. It was a sports award show, and I believe what's his name? Eli Manning was the host of it, and he made a joke about Kevin Durant, where he had said when Kevin Durant went to Golden State, where he had said like, oh, this team, I forgot what the joke was, but this team is so stacked. Kevin Durant's gonna come play for you. And the camera panned over to Kevin Durant, and it was just dead serious. No laughs, no smile, no nothing. You could tell he didn't care for the joke. He didn't run up on stage and do nothing, but you could just tell in his face he didn't care for that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you may react like that. Sometimes you're not gonna find something funny when it's at your expense. But again, to close the conversation, I agree with you running up and punching or physically assaulting someone over a joke? No, not at anywhere. Not at no. I don't. I don't believe it should be handled that way. I believe there are way better ways to handle if you are offended by something someone said and you're at that show, can easily come on a get out my seat when them commercials hits, go backstage and man to man look at you and have that conversation with you. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just how I look at it.
No, I agree. I really agree. I feel like there was like the level of joke, the way it was, I don't think it warranted being slapped for it. And like I said, I'm not on the he defended his wife train. I just not. I'm sorry, it's my opinion. That's not the train I'm on. But also like just comedy in general. I'm sorry, maybe because I grew up in a household where comedy specials was really a bonding moment in my family. And yeah, maybe I watched a little bit of things that were a bit too grown for me and things like that. So maybe my comedy, my skin is a little thicker. But I just feel like I just don't want comedians to look at that representation and now think that they have to censor themselves out of fear because Will Smith, went and slapped somebody, or like feel like now we have to censor because the messaging is people need to watch what they say. And it's like, no, I feel like we need to keep talking about things that bother us so we could laugh at it and go back to bonding and unity. And if you don't like the comedian, don't listen. Find whoever you like, Amy Schumer, Ali Wong, find whoever you like, but you don't have to sit there and police people. Let some people like that raw shit. I'm included, but it was nice being back. You missed it, Louis?
Always good to have conversation.
You missed it. You missed it. I know you missed it. I missed it too. Hopefully we can do more things like this. But until next time, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, share, follow us on Instagram at Kicking It with Kenya, at Louis Pizzle. And until next time, peace.